Hello, this is Jewell Bugg and I am an artist that draws many things, and in this video I'll be showing you how I draw a horse. I'll be talking about things I am thinking about while I'm drawing this horse, and also to tell you guys any little tips about drawing. So horses are very fun to draw and they're very rewarding. But they're not easy to draw, at least for me, because when it comes to drawing a horse, the most difficult part is the legs. And I think the reason why, because understanding the shape of the legs is a bit tricky. Like how in some areas, like the joints, where it looks like a big ball, and in other areas it's very skinny. Also, the way the horse's legs bend is very different to human legs. So it's definitely a challenge, but I am excited to try to make an interesting pose with this animal. What I do want to mention first is before I started drawing, I collected a lot of photo references of horses. I knew what type of pose I want, which is a horse galloping with its front legs bending forward, because I think that pose is very interesting. So I went into Google Images and tried to get as many images of horses doing the same pose, but in different camera angles, so that I have a clear idea of things like how the muscles move and how the legs are positioned in this specific pose. After collecting the images, I started drawing the initial sketch, and I tried to draw the entire pose as quickly as possible because I like to see where everything needs to be first and adjust later. Just simplified shapes of the body parts like the head, the body, and the legs, nothing too detailed yet, just so I can quickly put down where the positions of the body parts are and try to fix the positions, trying my best to be accurate. I know I always have the option to fix any individual parts during the illustration, but I do want to make sure that the position of the body parts are accurate, because later during the illustration, if I find out that, for example, one of the legs is in the wrong position compared to what's supposed to look like, that means there's a very good chance I'll have to redraw the legs, and that's something that's going to waste a lot of time, so that's why I need to really nail the positions first before I get into detail. Drawing all the big body parts first before drawing any small details. And while I'm drawing, I'm always looking at the photo reference. All the time, especially with horses, because I'm not very familiar with horses, and I'm pretty sure I can't draw a good horse straight from my imagination. Which is why I went to Google Images to find a lot of reference for horses. Also, I think it's good for me to do some research on the thing I want to draw, to familiarize myself with the animal and also find some ideas and inspirations. Like after looking at hundreds of photos of horses, I found this really cool image of a white horse, and I really like the way the legs are positioned in this photo. All the legs are clear and well defined, and the pose looks powerful and dynamic, plus the lighting condition of the horse has really good contrast, and I really like how the light and shadow interacts with the horse's body. Also, during my research, I found a lot of images of horses doing the same or similar pose in different camera angles, which really helps me understand how to draw a horse in this specific pose. I also found another image which I decided to make it my main reference for this illustration. I do like the shape of the head and also the color of this horse, but I still much prefer the legs and the lighting condition of the white horse. So what I did is that I combined them together. I used the brown horse for my main reference for color and for the head position, and I used the white horse for reference for the leg position and for the lighting. The reason why I used the head of the brown horse instead of the white horse, even though this pose looks really cool on its own, I changed the head position because it gives a better silhouette. And what I mean by better silhouette, imagine only seeing the outline of the white horse and fill it with the color black and see if you can recognize the features and see the shape as a horse. If I block out the horse that I am drawing, you can clearly see where the head is, the tail is, and the legs. But if you block out the white horse, you can see that the head is not clearly defined. I mean, it doesn't mean that the image of the white horse is necessarily a bad pose. It's a really cool pose, but having a good silhouette makes it easier for people to recognize your character, or in this case a horse, even if they are looking at it far away. Also, another thing I will want to mention about how I combined the horses together, keep in mind that I couldn't combine the two horses together if they are in different poses. Like, I can't put a horse's head from a standing pose and place it on a body of a horse in a running pose, because the head would be in different position and maybe the muscles will contract differently depending on the pose. That's why I always find references of horses doing the same pose. because then I'm confident that the positions and the shapes of the body parts are consistent. Because I don't know enough about horses to confidently draw it accurately without reference. Collecting reference is very important, especially if I need to draw things I'm very unfamiliar with. Because when I'm drawing, I don't want to guess how something looks like. I don't know the shape of specific muscles a horse have off the top of my head. I don't know what the shape of the nose is, the legs, the eyes, basically everything. But with photo references, I don't have to guess. It's there. That's how the legs bend, that's how the muscles look. While I'm drawing, I'm studying these images and I applied what I am seeing into my drawing. And by the way, I have my references up in another screen. I have another monitor set up while I'm drawing on my tablet, I can always refer to the images of the horses I've collected in Google Images. And while I'm drawing, I'm always questioning myself on everything and adjusting based on the images I am looking at. Even small details like how the hair moves, how one of the legs contacts the ground. If I'm drawing a certain part and I don't know what to draw exactly, I'll just look at the photo and see and draw accordingly. And during this illustration, there were a lot of mistakes I found later on that I needed to adjust. Like, oh, the legs are too short, the ears are in the wrong position, and the eyes aren't quite right. One thing I do to easily find mistakes in my drawing is I flip my drawing every now and again. The reason why I want to do this is because sometimes my eyes will get used to the drawing, if that makes sense. Because when I'm drawing for hours staring at what's essentially the same thing, I will get very familiar to how my drawing looks and it becomes a lot harder to spot mistakes. So when I flip the drawing, it gives me a new perspective, almost like I'm looking at a different drawing. Then I will realize some mistakes I didn't see before, like the body looks too short or the position of the legs aren't right, things like that. And when I flip my drawing to check for any obvious mistakes, and if I don't see anything wrong no matter how many times I flip it, then I'll be very comfortable to move on into adding smaller details like adding little shadows, smaller muscles and wrinkles, and also add some extra little details like strands of hair to make the pose a little bit more dynamic and make it look like the hair is tossing about to add a sense of movement. Now for the color. I know it looks messy, but it's the same idea for sketching, where I like to start with painting big shapes first, and then work my way to the details later. As I mentioned before, I'm using the photo of the white horse as lighting reference because I think the contrast in that photo is better. However, I'm using the brown horse to help me understand how the color changes in different lighting conditions. I used the eyedropper tool to select the colors from the reference photo of the brown horse, and I mainly select 3 areas where there are light tones, mid-tones, and dark tones. Light tones meaning areas where the light is strongest, dark tones where usually there are shadows, and mid-tones is where you'll see the transition between light and dark tones. And while I'm painting, I'm looking at the reference to see how light interacts with the body of the white horse. Also studying the other photo, the brown horse, to see how the color changes. Usually it's like the color browns, how it changes in different lighting conditions, like how the brown turns dark in the shadow, how it turns very light when the light is strongest on the horse. And I'm adding those colors into the illustration, putting light tones where light is and adding dark tones on areas where shadows are. I will also use Photoshop to change the mode into black and white to see how strong the contrast between light and shadow is. Because if I change it into black and white, I can easily see if the contrast between light and shadow is too much or not enough. And in this case, I feel like it's not enough, so I added darker tones and add more highlights to give the horse more volume. And that's it. Thank you for watching my video. I really enjoyed drawing this horse, and I'm really happy the way it turned out. I'll be making more drawing videos, not just animals, but superheroes, monsters, video game characters, maybe anime characters, I don't know. Maybe you guys can give me some suggestions on what type of videos you want me to do. And also just tell me generally what you think about the videos I'm making right now. I would love to hear your comments of what you guys think. But until then, thanks for watching, and goodbye!